In this video, I will show you how to create a multilingual term base with STL MultiTerm. MultiTerm is a tool for creating and managing customized terminology. Anyone in the translation supply chain can create their own terminology assets and pass them along. This guarantees that once the terms are defined, they are used across the entire supply chain that works with terminology. For this tutorial, I will create a multilingual term base with some additional fields that I would like to use. I go to the File menu and click Create Term Base. I enter a name for the file that will contain the term base. The term base wizard helps with the process of defining the fields and getting started with my term base. Click Next. To create a term base definition from scratch, I have to define all the languages, all the text fields, and all the other fields I might want. But I can use a predefined term base template to make my work more efficient. There are a number of templates you can choose from. I will pick the multilingual term base template and click Next. I give the term base a friendly name and a description. In the next wizard page, I set up what languages my term base should include. The multilingual term base template provides 3 languages by default, but I will also add Spanish to the list. New languages can be added later. I click Next. In this next page, I define all the fields which describe the terms that I add to the term base. The list is already populated with a few typical terminology fields. However, I don't like some of the names here, so I double-click to rename them. I want to change what is in the subject field, so I click Properties and add new categories to the subject fields. The pick list data type constrains the terminologist to only use the options from a fixed list, but there are other data types to choose from. All of these descriptive fields are customizable to your liking. I can add or remove some of them. I click Next. In this step, I can decide where each field should reside within the structure of the term base entry. If I follow the usual terminology setup, I will typically have a few entry-level fields that are at the top of the entry and apply to all the languages in the entry. For example, the subject field applies to the entire entry in all languages. An IT term is an IT term in all the languages. I want to have a general note that describes the entire entry, to enter a source, and to have status information like Work in Progress term or Finish defining the entry. The descriptive fields can also go under the index or language level and also at the term level. This flexibility allows for multiple use cases. I am able to insert the required information into the right location in the entry. To add the usage field under each term, I select the term level and click Add. I can drag and drop the field to where I need it. Fields can be set up as mandatory or not. As I am done with the entry-level structure, I click Next and Finish. The wizard creates my term base and I can start using it. I will create my first entry in this new term base. Make sure the layout is set to Default Layout. Click Add New. MultiTerm opens an empty version of the entry and I can start filling in data. I choose a subject matter for this entry from the ones I have previously set up. I can modify the subject matters at a later stage by editing the definition of the term base. To insert an English term for this entry, I click Add Term, fill in the term and confirm. I choose a new language from the New Language list and continue adding terms. I now want to add additional information. For example, let us assume I want to add a synonym for this word in the Old German spelling. This is not the best spelling, but sometimes it still occurs. I add a note about this and then define the status as a deprecated term. You could use all the descriptive fields that you defined to build and enrich the information around the terminology you want to capture. The term is automatically saved and is available in the terms list. At any point in time, I can go in the term base and edit the term. If, for example, I have a graphic that I would like to show along with the term, I choose Illustration from the Add Fields list and then select an image from my computer. The picture gets shown along the term. I can thus have a visual representation of the term. My first term entry is now ready, and I can continue adding new terms. In the next video, we will take a look at what it's like to work with a larger term base, what you can do with it in terms of searching and finding terms.